Welcome to Fast Talk. Today we're joined by Tara Zika, president of the Queen Creek Education
Foundation. Yes.
Foundation.
The foundation. Yes. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's wonderful to have you here. Tell us a little bit about the foundation. What do you do there?
So the Queen Creek Schools Education Foundation, we have a mission and a vision to continue to promote and help fund kids in any of their secondary, whether it's schooling or in getting them ready for careers after school. So we have scholarships that we fundraise for to make sure that we're able to provide those to kids. Whether it's for leadership. Kids that have overcome adversity, kids that show promise in the arts. So there are various realms of which a kid can apply and to get some scholarship money. We also have a separate fund that we use to give grants to teachers. A lot of these teachers are so passionate about certain projects that they want to bring into the classroom, and if they don't receive a grant, a lot of times it comes out of their own pocket. And so, one of the things that we want to make sure that we're doing is helping these teachers, be able to give the kids, even more than what,
To enrich the classroom.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And so we give about $15,000 a year to our teachers through grants. And then we give just over $50,000 in scholarships every year for our graduating students.
That's amazing. I think I remember when it was $1,000
Yeah,
total.
true.
And so, how do you come about being able to raise such a large amount of money, and then how are you able to distribute that?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously, a big challenge of ours is always to continue to fundraise, especially when we talk about when the economy's great and things are going well. It's easier to fundraise than when times are a little bit tougher. With the economy. So what we've really challenged ourselves, and one of our goals for the Education Foundation is to raise $1 million for an endowment over a 10-year period. So I believe we're about in year 4. And what we would like to do is be able to build that so that when things are tough, that we're able to continue to give the $50,000 worth of scholarships to be able to give those teacher grants. So one of the things when we talk about the fundraising, and we want to try to figure out how is it that we can become more resilient as a foundation in our fundraising efforts. And so, I'm glad that we're here because one of the ways that we can do that, I believe, is to get additional support from some of our Queen Creek businesses. Support and from a fundraising standpoint, but also just from a support and awareness standpoint.
Yeah, and I think that's really important to tie into the business community, which is really what's been driving this. Because going forward, the jobs in the future pretty much are going to rely either on certificate programs, some sort of credentials, some limited secondary education, or even a full 4-year plus.
Right, absolutely. And one of the things we talk about this all the time as a governing board, and when we were coordinating with the school district, we talk about wanting partnerships. So we understand that strong schools, strong students, strong workforce, strong community. And one of the things that's what we love about Queen Creek. It is such a tight knit and strong community, and we're growing like crazy here in Queen Creek. And so how is it that we can also through the foundation also be promoting and supporting our local businesses? Whether it's making sure that their name recognition and showing that they're supporting our children in our schools, that's big. So we're constantly trying to figure out how do we strengthen and not only establish, but how do we then strengthen and promote that partnership throughout.
Right. So what do those fundraising activities look like? So in the old days, it was a golf tournament. Mm-hmm. And I think that was about it.
Yeah.
And so where are we at now? What do you do?
We started to figure out that when we had the golf tournament, it was a large overhead cost. So we have 2 primary fundraising events a year. One of them is a softball tournament that we have in the springtime. And a lot of those participants are larger corporations, smaller corporations, but they're businesses that get a team together. They sponsor the event. All the proceeds go to the Education Foundation, but it's a great time. So we do that, and then we also have more of a community and kids night that we do in the fall, and it's a drive-in or it's a movie night. And so we have a movie that's showing on the screen. Kids can come and play, and they have games, yard games. They have, the snow cones and the food trucks. But we really try to make it more of that community engagement. And then, whether teachers want to come and join us and families, but we want it to be more of a family night. So those are our two big fundraisers, and that's what we use to then fund our scholarships for the year.
And then I would imagine straight out donations as well to get that endowment fund that you were talking about.
Yes. So we, when times are good and people are good to us, we definitely are able to put more aside for the year. And then, and that's why we want to try to capitalize, especially when we're growing like crazy. Can we start to really try to fund that endowment so that when things do slow down, we're able to still help those kids, in their next chapter.
Yeah, I love that the softball tournament, right?
Yeah.
So if a business is out there and they're thinking they got skills, they can put together their own team, and just a great opportunity then to be able to get that money into the classroom for classroom enrichment, and then also for secondary. So whether that's credentialing, skills training, I think you mentioned several different areas that they could go for.
Yeah, and the other thing, and one of the things that, I'm hoping that, even us talking here today, I think there might be a little bit of a lack of awareness that we're in existence, or what we do, or what our passion and what our mission is. And so I'm so glad to be here, because one of the big things is, we talk about a lot of the mom and pop, restaurants, or some of the local companies that have started out and that are a big success. A lot of those people, a lot of those families came up through the school district, and whether it was them or children, and so we want to get in touch with those guys. We want to make sure that we're helping support them and giving them an opportunity to display their name and to tell their story. But more than anything, we really want to make sure that people realize that we're out there and that we're excited about what we're doing, and we believe we're doing great things. But we are really proud of those stories and the narratives that come from the mission of the fundraising and the foundation.
And being able to support those local businesses. I think that's wonderful too.
Yeah. I mean, it has to be two ways, right? And we want to make sure, because without them, we're nothing. And we hope that, they feel that they can lean on us as well, for support.
And so people can find more information about the foundation and your schedule, your activities at qcusd.org?
Yes, and so and I believe that we're gonna have that listed below. So, and it's through the school district website. But yes, you can find out all the details and ways to get in touch through that.
And what about the board itself? Who makes up the board? And
great question. So we have a board of 7 individuals that are either community members, people that are from large employer. We have partners of the district. And a couple of liaisons from the district themselves. One of the things that we've talked about today is, are there other community members that would be interested in helping, further our mission and strengthen that? And one of the areas that we're lacking that we would love to get additional support on is some of the local small businesses. So if anybody is interested in that, we would love to, obviously a board votes on it and everything, but we would love to be in touch with, anybody that's willing to participate, whether it's just on a committee or showing up and being part of our events, or, if they're interested in a larger role, we would love to discuss that.
Wow. Yeah, so great opportunity to be involved, to help the kids, help the classrooms, and improve the workforce of the future. So,
truly, yes.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having us. I really do appreciate it.